Welcome to the Note to Self podcast. I'm your host, Zoe. I'm a certified professional life coach, serial entrepreneur, verified YouTuber, and published author. On this podcast, you can expect actionable tips, reflections, and inspiration to live your best, most fulfilling life. So, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Note to Self. Today, I'm super excited to speak with you because I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, and that is how to entrain yourself to the energy of passive income. Passive income and creating more channels for wealth and abundance is something I'm definitely going to start speaking more to on this podcast. So, if you haven't clicked follow or subscribe, I highly recommend doing so because this is the type of information that changes your life and allows you to open up and expand your realm of possibilities to create a beautiful, abundant, freedom filled, and wealth filled future. And it's completely free. So let's dive into today's note, which is how to entrain yourself to the energy of passive income. So, first, I want to start with a definition that I actually pulled from Google on passive income. So, passive income, also known as unearned income, is income that can be earned automatically with minimal labor to earn or maintain. It can be a great way to help one generate extra cash flow, whether he or she is running a side hustle or just trying to get a little extra dough each month. So, ways in which I, for example, have created passive income is around writing books and collecting royalties. So, this was energy expenditure at one point in time that has fed and channeled and fueled the opportunity for wealth and financial abundance, not to mention an extreme amount of opportunities back to me. So, again, it's minimal labor or effort at one point in time to create lasting flows of financial energy to you. So, how to entrain yourself to the energy of passive income? First, I just want to acknowledge those of you listening right now who have clicked onto this podcast and are listening to it because passive income is so incredibly available to you. And the fact that you're here listening right now means that you're actually entraining to that energy. You cannot perceive what you're not in the vibration of, which means that this not only is something that's in your realm of possibilities, but it's making its way towards you. So, this is super exciting. Whether you've already started along your passive income journey or you're just curious about it, you're in the right place. So, let's dive in. First, in order to entrain to the energy of passive income, you need to have awareness and clarity about what feels good to you. So, again, awareness of what passive income is, but then also clarity on a type of product or service or something that you would like to create in order to allow for this channel to occur. This channel that allows you to put a service or a product into the world and have financial energy flow to you in regards to that. And what I mean about clarity on finding that is yes, you can go on Google, you can go on YouTube and find a lot of different opportunities and ways and people sharing examples about passive income. But unless that idea sounds exciting to you, you won't have the energy to stay on the path of making it happen. So, what I mean by that is, I'm going to give you the example of writing a book today because this was one of my first forms of passive income that I created for myself. So, the idea of writing a book was something that I was super excited about. It had meaning, I had a very strong why behind it, versus along my path at the beginning. I really just wanted to create passive income. I was coming from this trying energy of wanting to make it work. And I looked into becoming more of an affiliate on Amazon. I have done Amazon affiliate work in the past, but at one point in time, I really wanted to create a business out of it. And it just wasn't lighting me up inside. So it actually wasn't something I was able to follow through with. So there is so much power in gaining that clarity for yourself about what actually feels like something I want to do and what actually is inspiring me and where am I sort of feeling this motor, if you will, of energy within me that's activating like, yes, I can do that. Yes, I see myself doing that. So once you've got that clarity, the next step is choosing an action to commit to. So again, I'm going to use the example of writing a book. Okay. So for me, I got super excited. Yeah, I can write a book. I can totally do that. I'm just going to start. So I committed myself to the action of writing the book, right? I committed to the action without actually knowing where it was going to go. And I trusted myself that I would figure it out, that I could channel it through. Again, I gave myself permission to commit to this journey, okay, with the intention that I would complete this book and it would grant me opportunities and financial income. And that leads me into the next step, which is all about the power of intention. So, in the act of writing the book, each time that I sat down to write, each time that I structured my blueprint, each time that I started to fuel my belief systems and create new supportive belief systems around seeing myself as an author, a creator, a beautiful channel for writing, I was intending that the energy that I was investing in myself and this project would return to me in tenfold, would return to me in exponential ways. So the energy that I was putting in, the hustle I was putting in, if you will, for a certain period of time until this project was in completion would flow back to me an exponential, abundant, opportunistic, just blow your mind ways. And that it most certainly did. And with that being said, I want to highlight that there is great up levels that come from dedicating yourself to a passive income opportunity and seeing it through. For example, writing a book. When you actually accomplish something that you've set an intention for that you haven't done before, you move through mountains in your ego. And with that being said, I want to let you guys know that my course, Write Your Story, is presently open. The cart is open until May 12th only. And I imagine I won't actually launch this course for another 6 to 12 months. So, in the next 6 months, if you feel like a book is in your future, if it is something that you would like to commit to, this is my stress free, self paced course to transform your magical potential into a life changing story, into something that can provide you with a beautiful flow of passive income. Because the truth is, if you start now, you get paid for the rest of your life. I think a lot of times people, when they sort of think about passive income, think one day, one day, one day. But the truth is, one day, one day, one day always just keeps turning into one day, one day, one day, far in the future, and not something that they're grasping. And I know it's something that I put off back in the day until I left my corporate job and I felt like I had more time. But there's so much power in just making time, of choosing yourself, of committing to yourself, of committing to that future you, right? Start now and get paid for the rest of your life. Imagine if you created one passive income channel per year or even two per year. Where would you be? Where could you be? Right? If you think about the realm of possibilities that is passive income, like let's say an extra $500 a month, what would that do for you? What would that open up for you? What type of freedom would that grant you? Like, what would you do with that extra $500? Or what would you do with the passive income that was paying your rent or your mortgage? What would be available for you then? What would be available for you if all of your bills were covered by passive income? What type of life could you live? What would you do with all that beautiful abundance of freedom? So think about that and just swim in the energy of passive income for a moment and embody it. Know that if you're listening right now, it is something that's meant for you, and know that it is something that is completely and totally accessible to you. Again, just let it sink in. You are incredibly worthy of creating passive income channels and structures that support you to live the life of your dreams. What would you do if all of your bills and then some, right? Let's invite some overflow in, were covered via passive income, something that you chose to invest energy and time into for a short blip of time in the time span of your life that fed and flowed beautiful, supportive energy towards you for the rest of your life. And again, if I'm using the example of writing a story, of course, this is just one aspect of what writing a story does. Writing your book, your story, your guidebook, whatever it is, changes your life completely. It allows you to have a full identity shift, viewing yourself as an author, viewing as someone who is capable of creating magic, someone who is so capable of connecting with the creative energy that is so available to each and every one of us at each moment of our lives, right? And you also begin to see yourself as somebody who's investing in your future, who sees that all the things that they've been through in their life led them to their project or their next step. Not to mention also that stories change people's lives. I'm sure you can all identify with a book that radically shifted things for you, that changed your life or set you on a different path. For me, an example of that is The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. I don't know if I would have totally believed that I could ditch the corporate world and make it as an entrepreneur if I didn't read that book. I actually don't know. I'm sure maybe I would have found it another way, but I don't think it would happen as soon as it did if I didn't read that book. Your story will do that for someone else. You have this divine desire inside of you to write a book, to write a story of some kind, because it's meant to ignite an awakening and an awareness in other people. You wouldn't have this inside of your own mind if it wasn't planted there by source, if you weren't completely capable of writing a story and then also creating passive income streams for yourself. And with that, I'll let you know that Write Your Story will be linked down below for you to check out and sign up. I would love to welcome you into the course and read your story one day, your book, whatever type of book that you choose to create through this course. You can create multiple. It's definitely a very powerful blueprint that you can apply for the rest of your life. Imagine if you wrote a book a year, what would be possible for you? And yeah, I'll be talking to you in the next episode. Love you. Thank you for listening to Note to Self. If you enjoyed this episode, please help me out by rating and reviewing this show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If my energy is resonating with you and you feel the call to work with me, there are an abundance of ways to do so. I offer one-to-one life coaching programs, mastermind containers, and DIY courses, all of which are available through my website, zoearielpoulsen.com. Until next time, take note of all the abundance that surrounds you as you make the most of this game called life.